Czech Republic 0, England 1, Scotland 1, Croatia 3. England top the group, Czech Republic come third, Scotland are out. Before we go any further, this video is brought to you by OneFootball, the app that is free to download. The link is in the description, where you can keep up to date with everything regarding your team in the tournament. Whether it be England or Scotland or Wales or France or Spain or whoever it is that you're supporting during Euro 2020, you can keep up to date with absolutely everything regarding your team. It has team news, it has updates, it has all the gossip from inside the training camp as well. Very, very good app. Would highly recommend it. The link is in the description to go and download it. Thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. Make sure you go and download the app. You really won't regret it. Let's go. Yes, people, what's going on? Hope you're all good. Thanks to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. England have gone through top the group. That is the standard. That's what we should be at. Of course, it was an incredibly dire game of football. But look, we're through. Let's try and think positives. Let's try and think about what we can do moving forward from here. We are set up for a date with a genuine contender to win the thing in this competition. And look, it's like, I think it's going to be Germany. I think it's going to be Germany in the round of 16 at Wembley. If we get it right, if we get the atmosphere booming and 45,000 people, half the capacity, which I didn't think would be the case, but I mean, I'm very glad that it is. If we get this right, we can go in and beat them. And if we beat them, I think we then play potentially, I think it's the Dutch, and then I think it's Denmark or something, some weird run like that. Either way, you've got to back yourselves if you're in that half of the draw. And especially if we beat Germany, I think it's going to be the winner of us in that Germany game or us in that Portugal game. I doubt it's going to be France. It's going to be the winner of that game is going to go on and get in the final. It's either that or it's going to be the Dutch. But I think that they've got their problems as well, especially at the back. Let's talk about the game. 13 minutes, Sterling scores. He was not good today. Again, the third game in the row, he was not good. Now he scored, so it's going to paper over the cracks. But England just looked completely disjointed right the way throughout the team. And people are going, oh, we've got a great team spirit. We're not doing it on the pitch. We're not doing it on the pitch. And Sterling is a prime example of that. You know, we can have all the banterous things. We can have the, you know, the nice media bits and bobs and the Lions Den and all the stuff that goes with the England team and all the fun bits. But got to play better. And England's best player today was someone who's just come into the team, someone who I don't think has ever played for England before in a competitive game anyway, which is Saka. Saka was England's best player. He was positive, he was progressive, he drove the ball forward, and a lot of Arsenal fans will be very happy because of course he is their player. But I mean, if that's what you're relying on a kid to be the one that's going to drag you out of this, my God. And let's be honest, the reason bloody Sterling got around the back post is a good bit of movement, but Saka was the one that continued to run into the middle of the box, jumped up for a ball that he was never going to get, drew people away from Sterling for Sterling to tap it in the back post. I mean, let's not lie to ourselves. Saka did a hell of a lot today, and he won England this game because no one else was going to grab it. 5 attempts in total for both teams, I'm pretty sure. Might have been one more for us in the second half late on. But we didn't create a single chance in the second half. In the second half of a game of football, which they had to come out and play in. I mean, they're happy to go through regardless. Of course they are, because they would love to have won the group. I get it. But at the same time, I think if you'd have said to them that you're going to qualify for the last 16, they'd have been well happy. Don't know who they draw actually now, the Czech Republic. I know obviously Croatia will play someone useless and then we'll play France. But, I mean, you should aspire to be able to win the tournament, which is obviously, I'm coming at it from an England point of view. You should aspire to go and win it. The Czech Republic, I mean, if we're celebrating a boring, dull performance against the Czech Republic as a positive, then we're a joke, we're a laughing stock. And that's the simple matter of the fact. We're talking about a 0-0 draw with Scotland in the last game, which was dire to watch. It was awful. You know, Scotland finished bottom of this group today. The teams that finished in second and third beat Scotland by a 2-goal margin, yet we couldn't go and even, I think, more than 2 shots on target. We had 1 shot on target, which came from Mason Mount, which was a pop shot from outside the box. You know, if you've got genuine aspirations to go and win this tournament, serious, and are actually thinking our squad is good enough, you've got to be more progressive. You've got to score goals. You look at years gone by, I know there's been the odd exception, but World Cup 2018, I'm pretty sure that Belgium were the top goal scorers in the tournament, finished third. I think they scored 14 goals. 14 goals. We're potentially halfway through our tournament now. Semi-finals will be probably as far as we could get, I think, playing like that. And that would be lucky if we even get there. But yet we're sitting here at the moment. We ain't going to win nothing playing like that. We are halfway potentially through our games. Or we could even be 3/4 of the way through our games if we go and lose to Germany. Because unless we get a better performance, we ain't going through against nobody. We ain't going through against nobody. And part of that comes from scoring goals. Germany, they went 1-0 down to Portugal the other day. But they romped home to victory, scored four straight through. Obviously, they got the goal back in the end. Portugal made it a little bit interesting. But 4 goals was just everything that the Germans do right. They go forward, they move the ball, and when it counts, they make it count. They make it count. 2 own goals, fine. They don't make a difference. They were in the right place at the right time. Even the centre forward, Kai Havertz, who's not a centre forward, gets in the way and makes 2 own goals go in. He was the target for both of those balls. If it doesn't go in off the defender, he's going to tap them in. I've got Harry Kane playing his own half. What's this pincer thing going on up front? You're playing him as a false 9, dropping all the way back to basically being a number 10, if not deeper. And the idea is to get Saka and Sterling pushing on. Well, Sterling's crap. He's awful. He only scores tap-ins. So I don't know why you're expecting him to go and drive halfway up the pitch, run on and then score one-on-one on the keeper. The closest he came in the game, other than the obviously tap-in goal, he hit the post. Now, he got it up and down over the keeper. That was the hardest bit, but he can't hit the target. You know, early doors in the game. I know it's literally in the first 2 minutes, but these are big chances. And, and there's no guarantee. You can't tell me that Phil Foden wouldn't have scored that. You can't tell me that Sancho wouldn't have scored that. You can't tell me that Rashford might not have scored that. We don't know until you actually get out there and you actually get the opportunity to do it. But the likelihood is Sterling, I think, is going to be the one that's going to cost you in this tournament. Because if you want to play all around him, I mean, he's played in 2014 World Cup, 2016 Euros, 2018 World Cup. He's 4 major tournaments he's now played in, and it's taken the 4th one for him to score. Now, of course, he's scoring tap-ins, but I'll come back to the same point. You can't tell me that someone else wouldn't be there to score that tap-in the same way that they were. It's about aspirations for the tournament. If you really think you're going to have a chance of winning it and Sterling's going to be the one that's doing it, fine. If that's what you think, Southgate, fine. You go for it. But I can tell you this for a fact, the nation won't like it. You want the whole nation to get behind your team, play something a bit more positive. We had minimal chances today. We went way too defensive against a team that we didn't need to be defensive against. Thomas Kallas, no disrespect to him, Thomas Kallas is the centre-half for the Czech Republic. Harry Kane is meant to be allegedly worth 150 million quid. Thomas Kallas plays in the Championship. Kane is possibly the most expensive centre-forward ever. And you're telling me that Kane can't go and beat him one-on-one. If you actually allow Kane to go and do what he does best, which is get right up in the box, score goals, get in the way, cause problems, maybe he might score. Instead, he's had one shot that he's missed, one shot on target that he's missed today. And we're all acting as if it's coming home. As much as, look, as an Englishman, I get it. We're trying to enjoy the tournament, but I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying watching England play. 2018 World Cup, we were a little bit lucky. We were getting through it at the end. I rate that. But this is just awful. Let's talk about the Scotland game as well very quickly. I had obviously on 2 screens, so I did see a chunk of it. I didn't see the whole lot, but the reason Scotland went out is because Croatia have got players of quality that can turn it on in a heartbeat. Scotland, the way that they approached the tournament was... I mean, it's interesting. I get why they obviously come to us and obviously try and play for a point, but they had to go and beat Croatia. And they were never going to do that. If they wanted to go and get a result in the tournament, they had to go and really get it against the Czech Republic, and they didn't get it. In fact, they lost by 2 goals, and obviously the result against England is, fair play to the Scots. They come for their big day out, and they've celebrated it. They've enjoyed the tournament, and in 20 years' time, they'll talk about that draw and the day out that they had. That's fine. That's part and parcel of it. But if you want the real reason they didn't qualify for the round of 16 is because they haven't got those players with those moments of magic in it, and someone like Perisic, who scored the header, Modric, who scores a beauty with the outside of his right foot, that makes the difference. England have got those kind of players, but we're not making the most of them. Scotland haven't got it. How dissimilar is that? Do you know what I mean? Either way, I'm going to go, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you thank you to One Football for sponsoring this video. And yeah, look, it's I mean, we're through, and we've got a date with the big boy, but if we play like that, we ain't winning nothing. And I think this next game could be our last one in the tournament if we continue to play like that. Got to step it up, and let's see some more fresh faces, because the most exciting thing that happened was when we brought on, I think it was Sancho and Bellingham in the last 5 minutes, the only injection of pace I saw in half the game. So maybe think about playing some youngsters, not people that are just there because of what they've done before, which even when they've done before ain't a lot.